is good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. It is another sweaty Saturday. It might take a minute to get there if you happen to be someone else who works out in your garage like I do and it's like nothing degrees outside. But we will get there, I promise. I just maybe won't be, flop sweating in the first 10 minutes like I normally am. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining me and Rizzo for our Sweaty Saturday Tabata workout. So what you're gonna need today is a pretty basic. You can make it a little more complicated if you want, but you probably don't need to. You're just gonna need a set of medium hand weights. And I would say if you're like, I'm not sure what medium means, then medium towards light. I would say definitely not medium towards heavy, if that helps you at all. Or just go with medium and that'll be just fine. So we're going medium hand weights, and then you just need a yoga mat for support. So we try to keep it simple because in Tabata we move really quickly, so we don't want to have tons of equipment to be juggling around all at the same time. So let's get to it. So Tabata class, if this is your first class, you might have heard of Tabata. It's definitely a very popular form of working out. Been trending a little bit, I'd say more lately, like in the past year or so, I've heard Tabata more. But basically what Tabata means, not to get super technical with anyone, and probably there's a million definitions, but basically it means quick work, quick rest, rotating through that cycle. So quick work, quick rest, quick work, quick rest, with the idea of, which is definitely true, that big heart rate burst burns more than just a steady state cardio. So saying that if you're looking for like a calorie burn, an intense burn, that HIIT training or Tabata training, pretty much the same thing, is going to be more effective for you than say getting on the treadmill and running for an hour. Because at some point you hit that steady state cardio, your body's leveled out, your body's regulated, and now you're not burning so much because your body has found kind of a comfortable state even at that elevated rate. So with the idea of HIIT, Tabata, even circuit training, is that you are elevated down, your body's not adjusting, so your body's just burning. So that's just a super basic with Tabata. Just trying to kind of make sure you guys understand what you're doing, even though we've done it a few times. I know the beginning of the year usually brings some new friends to the party in the fitness world. So I want to make sure you understand completely what it is that you're doing. So today we're going to do 3 15-minute Tabata sets. So the first 5 minutes is going to be lower body. The second, did I say 5 minutes or 15? Oh goodness. The first 15 minutes, whatever it was I said, is going to be lower body. The second 15 minutes is going to be upper body. And then the third 15 minutes is going to be core work. So all of it is going to be cardio inspired. So we are going to be using weights. We are going to be doing strength training. But because of the pace that we're working and because of a lot of the exercises that I've chosen, we're going to be working in the cardio side, but with strength training happening at the same time. So pretty cool. Let's see, so we've got 5 exercises. Our bursts are gonna be 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Usually that's sort of how it flows, not exactly 40-20, but usually your work and then your rest is about half of what your work is. It's kind of a traditional Tabata idea. And then we're gonna, again, 3 rounds of that. We're gonna take a 3-minute break between each round. So that's kind of how the class is gonna be laid out for you today. The main thing with Tabata, especially if this kind of training is new to you, don't panic, don't freak out. Your heart rate's gonna get high, you're gonna get sweaty, you're gonna be breathy. Don't panic, don't freak out. It's very normal, it's no big deal. Only freak out, panic if it is something that feels completely out of your control. You don't feel well, you're dizzy, you're lightheaded, the room is spinning, you're disoriented, things like that. That's when we panic, that's when we worry, that's when we get help. But if you're just panicking, sweating, hot, whew, breathy, wow, that's all good. And just my traditional notes as always, modify things as you need it. I'll tell you how to modify as we go along, but if you have any questions and you're working out live with me, shoot me a message and I will check in between each round to see how I can help. And no music as always, blah, 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 we know that. Again, I'll be checking Facebook for questions, and then if you're working out with me after the fact, still leave comments or shoot me messages, and I'll be happy to get back to you. And last two things always, please share, review, subscribe. Do all of those interacting things with social media that help get this message and these workouts out in front of more friends so we can keep this going and I can continue to provide these workouts to you. And as part of continuing to provide these workouts, donations are accepted for these classes. It is the only payment I receive for these classes, so donations are definitely welcome and encouraged if you are in the position to give. Venmo at Strong Style Fit, drop an S is where you'll find me on Venmo. And if you don't use Venmo and want to do something else, just let me know and we will figure it out. All right, guys. So what you're going to need for your first round is actually just your yoga mat. We're going to do 2 of the last 5 exercises are going to be, the last 2 of the 5 exercises we're doing are going to be on the floor. You don't need any weights, but you do have the option to add weights if you want to. You can just hold weights. You won't be doing anything with them, just holding to your chest, holding here, holding down by your sides, just wherever it's applicable in the exercise. So you do have that option. I will not be doing that option, but it is your choice and you are welcome to do it if you like. So I'm going to take a quick drink of water. I'll come back. We're going to preview the exercises so you know where we're going, and then we'll get started. I'll see you in just a sec. All right, looks like video's running. I am partially hydrated, so we'll get started. I'm going to show you the exercises real quick, just a quick preview, and then we're going to hit the button and get rolling. So we're going to do drop squats to start. You have an impact version and a no impact version. So the no impact version of a drop squat is you're going to come to the middle, you're going to step out to the side, to the middle, out to the side, to the middle. Since you're in a modified, I want you to do this a little more quicker pace to get that cardio. So we're going to move quickly, stepping out, but we're still squatting to the middle. If you're going to go with impact, you're going to start standing, you're going to jump out, land in a squat, jump back to the middle. With the key being that you're landing softly into that jump and that your knees are bending with each jump. Even when you're to the middle, you're not squatting, but you're just bending your knees to lessen that impact so you're not landing and banging into those joints. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2 and 3 are going to be a curtsy lunge into a squat. Curtsy lunge into a squat. So notice I'm staying low. I'm not coming all the way up and down, all the way up and down. I'm staying low. I'm just moving through it. Left side, right side. That's exercises 2 and 3. Exercises 4 and 5 is going to be on the floor. And we're going to do a lift, a curl, a kick, and back down. Lift, curl, kick. Whew, and my hips are super tight, so I was probably flaring open. I'm very, very tight. So apologize, my form was probably not the best right there. But we're lifting our leg, we're curling in, donkey kick, mule kicking up. That's where we're working. All right, guys, I'm gonna lean down, hit the timer. I will say start, and then I will join you right away. From here on out, except for the very beginning, you'll hear timers to tell you every time you need to move. All right, guys, so let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we've got the drop squats. Out to the middle, out to the middle, or out to the sides. Just moving at a little quicker pace. And these are just little hops here. We're not looking to jump to the ceiling. I'm a little stuffy today, so I can tell my breathing is going to be a little difficult with all this cardio. 20 seconds just talking to you guys, and the warm-up I was getting breathy. So we've got curtsy lunge with the squat combination. Left side is where I will be starting. You do you. If you want to start with the right, do that. It works just the same. All right. So curtsy back, squat. So this is our working leg, of course, for the most part. In the curtsy, this is our working leg. And then we work both in the squat. Weight towards the heels, towards the back of the feet. You don't want all your weight in your heel, but that's the idea. Towards the back of your foot. All right, with the other side, we've got our quick break. I will also show you when we get to the hamstring curl lift kick. I'll show you a standing modification during the break. I realized I didn't show you that in the beginning. All right. So again, we're not coming all the way up to standing as we transition between the curtsy and the squat. We're coming up just enough that we have a place to go down. I won't be talking as much in this Tabata workout as I normally do. Heart rate's high, and it's hard to talk. All right, so your modification for the next exercise, if you can't get on the floor, or you'd rather not, then you're gonna stand, you're gonna lift your leg back, you're gonna curl it up and kick, and bring it back down. Lift, curl, kick. That's your standing modification. All right, so leg extends, we lift, we curl, we kick. So you want to try to keep your hip points pointed down at the ground and not flare your hips open. I am very tight in my hips and my hamstrings today, so I'm not making any promises on what my form looks like, but that's where you want to be. Whew. All right. I did I guess a harder ride. I ride the blessing of having a Peloton bike at one of my facilities that I work at, and I ride on Mondays and Thursdays. And I rode a very challenging ride on Thursday, and I am still just tight as a cheap fiddle, as my dad would say, in the left. My right's feeling okay. So we lift, curl, push, and then go back the way we came. All right, we are back to the top with our drop squats. Coming up next. So like I said, I won't be doing quite as much coaching. Out of breath, hard to do a whole lot of talking, but I'll definitely throw some things in there for you. All right, so we've got drop squat, or step out to the side at a little faster pace. And guys, if you're jumping, again, we're landing light. You can barely hear my feet hitting the ground. We jump and we sink into the squat as we land, both directions. That protects our joints. And that also ensures that our muscles are working, that we're not landing into our joints and then just kind of falling into the squat. All right, with the curtsy, squat. Good work, guys. Here we go. We've got 3. Right. So again, we're just coming up in that transition enough that we have room to sink down again. So it's like, if you ever do my bar classes, that up an inch, down an inch, kind of the same concept. Not a pulse, but not a full rep either. 5 seconds. All right. And you might notice in our rest, I'm still moving. You never want to go from breathy, cardio, heavy breathing to just stopping and standing still. It's not good for you. Don't really have time to get into the details, but it's always good to at least keep a little step tap. If you have room, keep walking around the room a little bit during your break, just to keep that blood moving. Keep your body warm. Not that you're gonna get cold per se in 20 seconds. Sweat's starting to get there. Again, only because I'm in the garage and it's freezing and I'm not sweating profusely. And I got a sweet little space heater down here to help me out. All right. Let's get our base nice and strong. Wide hands. Push the floor away. Keep your gaze out. Extend. Lift. Curl. Push. Woo, so tight. It feels like I'm just moving my leg through mud. That's so funny. I always say you get a new body every day, right? Sometimes you get a new body per side every day. All right, go ahead and get set up for the other side. Lift, curl, push. Oh, it's so funny. This leg is like walking on air compared to the other one. The other one feels like I was dragging my leg through quicksand. We are back to the top again. It's crazy how fast it moves, right? Like we are 5 minutes away from being done with the first round. Just flies. All right, drop squats. Now make sure, guys, if you're joining me in the little hop, that you're landing still towards the mid and the back of the foot. Sometimes when we jump, we tend to land on our toes. Obviously there's a roll to your foot when you land, but just make sure you're not staying up on your tiptoes. Five seconds. Woo! All right. Last one of those already. With a curtsy lunge with a squat. Coming up next. Right, curtsy, step it out. Curtsy, step it out. make sure when you're coming into your squat that you're still squatting to the middle. You're not leaning over either leg. It's directly to the middle. Burn, burn, burn. Almost there, 5 seconds. Whew. All right, other side coming up. Remember, keep moving, keep grooving. I seem to always have a little song like playing in the back of my head, groove too. All right, let's go. Embrace that burn. Don't be scared. Just getting stronger. Woo. All right. Last 2 exercises this round. Got our hamstring, lift, curl, kick. So set up, curl, boom, lift, curl, kick. Tight. It's like my whole body is compensating. My arms are bending. Woo. Other side. It's always funny, interesting when you know something's happening but you can't do anything about it. You're just like, okay, well, here's where we are today. And that's okay. Lift, curl, kick. Again, trying to keep both hip points down to the ground. Tabata, done. We've got 3 minutes until our arm round. So we'll have 15 minutes in the arm round. Same format, 5 exercises, 3 times through. So catch your breath. We've got 2 minutes, 40 seconds. So the main thing, if you happen to be like me and you're working out in a place maybe that's not climate controlled or it tends to be cold, make sure you keep moving. Don't let your body temperature plummet. Don't let your heart rate come completely down. You want to stay on a simmer, okay? You don't want to be refrigerator cold. So whatever that means for you, some of us cool down more quickly. If you're cooling down rapidly, maybe jog in place or go up and down some stairs in your house, something like that. But if you're like me and tend to run hot and tend to run high heart rate, then just this is probably going to be enough to keep you warm. So you got 2 minutes. We're going to need our weights now. Again, about medium. I'm going to set out 2 different for myself just so I have some options. But like I said, one's in the light medium and one's in the heavier medium. This will also help keep your heart rate up, just moving some equipment around. So I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. I'm going to check on the video and then I'll come back and preview the exercises for you. I'll be right back. All right, don't see any questions, comments, concerns. So I'll go ahead, we got just over a minute. I think there's maybe one new exercise in here. If you don't do my videos a lot, then at least 2 of them will seem a little new to you. So we're gonna do bicep curl, the overhead press. We use this one a lot. We're gonna hammer curl up, overhead press straight up, and back down. Bicep curl, the overhead press. We're gonna do a row, fly, combo. Your row is probably gonna be a little bit lighter than normal to facilitate the fly, because flies usually are not as heavy as rows. We're gonna do a bench press. We're gonna come down to the floor for the last 3. We're gonna do a bench press, fly here. So this fly hits our shoulders. This fly on our back hits our chest. We're gonna do tricep push-ups, which will be new. I will coach you guys through it. And we're gonna do up, down planks. So 2 exercises standing, 3 on the floor. Don't worry, I'll coach you when we get there. Just want to kind of give you a preview. We're gonna wrap your brain around where we're going. So bicep curl to overhead press is where we start. Right. So we curl up, overhead press, and down. Woo, the handles of these weights are cold. Oh. So the main thing here, guys, is to make sure that you don't start your overhead press early. So that means that your bicep curl, keep those elbows tucked in, and then we press. A lot of people tend to start the overhead press early and roll up this way and press. So your bicep curl up, press straight up, bring it down. All right, we're going row, fly next. So normally I row 15 or 20, but there's no way I'm flying 20 for sure. 15, probably not. So I'm gonna go with 10s. If I had 12s, I'd probably use the 12s, but I don't. So, all right, so we row. As we pull straight back past our ribs, then we bend our elbows, squeeze between our shoulders, and bring it back. So lead with the elbows, lead with the elbows. Straight back, bend, squeeze between the shoulders. Straight back, bend, squeeze between the shoulders. Same with the bench press and the fly that we're about to go to. Let's bring it down to the floor. Your fly is generally lighter than your bench press. So just be mindful. This is another situation where I normally use 12s if I had them. I'm going to err on the side of lighter than heavier. All right, so we're on our back, weights over our chest. We come down, up, turn the weights, again, bend the elbows, open, squeeze. So we want to make sure here that we're working over our chest, not our neck, and not our face. You might also find that lightening the weights is actually perfectly fine because you're doing 2 chest exercises at once. All right, so tricep push-up. Hear me out on this one, guys. Hear me out, because it's a tough one. We're going to be, I'm going to try to show you an angle. We want our hands underneath our shoulders. And instead of a push-up where we drop wide, we are dropping our elbows straight back by our ribs and pushing up. Straight back, push up. You might only be able to do this. And trust me, that could be plenty. There's a lot of tricep work, and even just right here. So if that's where you are, perfect. Or hit the floor, push up. You can also, quickly, we just have 5 seconds left, to the floor. Straight back, push up. Straight back, push up. Okay? It's a tough one. If you were like, what? I can only do this. Normal. I'm only able to touch the floor like that because this is a very common movement in yoga, and I've practiced yoga for several years consistently. All right, we've got up, down planks. So I'll show you modified just so I can move nice and slow. Up, down planks, we drop down to elbows, push up to hands. Down to elbows, push up to hands. Or full version, down to elbows, push up to hands. I encourage you to alternate which hand you push up with. Whew. Yeah, those are doozies. I know. I'm definitely trying to throw in some more challenging exercises for my people who've been with me for a long time and are progressing. And I don't want to make our workout so hard that beginners just feel lost and scared, but I also want to make sure that we're keeping our faithfuls entertained, challenged, and interested. And here's the beauty part. If you're a beginner and you're watching, all of these exercises I'm showing you are available to you too. You just have to modify to your fitness level. And if even the modification is too hard, do the modification for as long as you can, and then stop and meet us at the next round. If we're working for 40 seconds, you're in the modified and you can only do 20 seconds, do 20 seconds, take a break, meet us in the next round. It's not a big deal. In fact, it's about the most perfect way to do it. We're so hard on ourselves, self included. We set all these expectations. We have to be realistic. And actually, you know what, more than realistic, we have to be kind to ourselves. Definitely not something I'm good at. We have to meet ourselves where we're at. That day, that week, that month, hell, sometimes that year. All right, down to the floor. Yeah, I think that's such a huge thing. A new instructor I've been doing some online yoga with talks about just being kind to ourselves and how getting fit doesn't have to be abuse. You know, it doesn't have to hurt. We don't have to beat ourselves up. Do we have to be tough on ourselves sometimes? Yes. Do we have to push ourselves sometimes? Absolutely. Do we have to be cruel to ourselves? Definitely not. It talks about having compassion for yourself. That we give it pretty freely to others a lot, but not to ourselves. I thought that was such an important message. All right, guys, tricep push-ups. So again, we have our elbows, our hands close under our shoulders. We lean into it, so they're really right underneath our shoulders, and our elbows come straight back. Push up, okay? So again, if you're just here, that's challenging. That's good. Woo! Trust me, I do these in yoga class often. And while they've definitely gotten easier, they are not easy. especially to catch yourself. You know, even if you're here, you're catching your body weight and then pushing up, catching it, pushing up. That's a lot. It's a lot of effort. All right. So we've got our up downs. So we drop down and then push up. It probably feels like a lot after those tricep push-ups. So I am modifying. So I encourage you to alternate. So instead of always dropping to your left first, drop with your right sometimes. Or instead of always pushing up with your right, push up with your left some. Alternate between the two. Woo! Goodness, guys. Man, is it just me? I feel like this arm set's like killer. My shoulders are, whoo! I don't think I've had to modify an up-down plank in quite some time. And today, hello. All right, we curl, we push. Woo, goodness. I dropped my weights on this and I'm still like, whoa. Ooh, guys, leave me a message. Tell me if you're there too once we get done. Hachi-machi. Okay. We've got our row with our fly. So remember, our row, we come straight back. We lead with our elbows, straight back past our ribs. Then we bend, squeeze open. All right, let's go. Straight back past our ribs. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Ribs, shoulder blades. Cracking me up. So also, that's another thing, guys. Don't take it quite so seriously. Embrace. Maybe you're getting your butt kicked. Keep going. Keep trying. You know, for me, that's definitely something. I've taught group fitness for a long time now. And but most of the group fitness I taught, I didn't work out with the class. I coached, I led, but I didn't do the whole workout. Because it was limited space classes, things like that. And they just really weren't classes that instructor-led classes. So now I have this interesting dynamic of I work out in front of you guys. So you're seeing me on good days, bad days, in between days. And it's all on video, recorded forever, right? We're just had a bad day in a group fitness class. I can just put it behind me and move on. These are all videoed. But you know what? It's all right. It's just a funny dynamic. You know, I thought, when I first started this, I was like, oh, I think I'll record them. And then I was like not do them live. And then I was like, if I record them, I'm gonna have to edit them, I have to do all that. And again, it goes back to tricep push-ups. I like to present the most real version of fitness. That there's good days, there's bad days, and that we all have them. I didn't want to present this perfect only fitness image so then you thought you could only show up on your most perfect days, or if you were having a bad day, that something was wrong. Which is definitely not the truth. Whew. All right, guys. Up, down planks. forearms to bed. Well, just about. Just about. We do have a little more shoulder-ish stuff in our core set. All right, guys. Up, down planks. So remember, if you're modifying, step into plank, and then drop your knees. And that's where you find your perfect modification. So we want to try to come up and down without our hips rocking. So we want to try to avoid things like this. We want to stay steady, straight up, straight down. Even if that means we have to slow it down a little, or we have to modify. Woo! All right, guys, that's our break. Arms are done. Oh, thank goodness, my shoulders. Woo! Please tell me I'm not alone. All right, guys, so no more weights are needed. So you can, as you're taking your break, cooling down a little bit, start to put your weights away, clear your space. All you need is your yoga mat. Beautiful work, guys. So we still have plenty of break left. We've got about 2 minutes, 15 seconds or so. Again, don't let yourself get cool. So make sure you're a minimum step touching, or if you are, again, prone to get cold really quickly, cool off really quickly, do something more active. Jog, walk steps, something like that. So we're going to core next. Core will be on the floor. And we've got some double-sided work. So we're going to do one single side, or one, I don't know what you call it when it's not single side, one exercise, and then we'll have 2 exercises that are single-sided. So that'll make up the next 4. I'm going to take a water, check the video, and then I'll be back and I'll start doing a little demonstration for where we're going next. Yes, girlfriend. Weight graduation day. Yes. Congratulations. And 5 to 8 is a big jump. Good for you. That is awesome. So good. So proud of you. I've got to get some of those in-betweens. I really do. I know you guys hear me say it in class all the time. I really need some 7s or 8s and some 12s. That's what I need. Unfortunately, I feel like weights are still marked up times like 300 right now, but I need to keep an eye on that. All right, guys, so where we're going for core. And I say that too, guys, that in-between weight, because that really helps you jump up. So like Caroline, going from 5 to 8, 5 to 10, that's a huge, huge jump. And that's going to leave you stuck at 5 for a long time, because you'll keep trying 10 and be like, no, I still can't do it. But the 8, that's what facilitates that nice jump up. Same as 15 to 20, especially 10 to 15. The higher weight you get, the less attainable a 5-pound jump is. You really got that middle that you need. All right, guys, so we're going from boat to low boat, or low boat to boat, whichever direction you want to think about it. I won't get to pre-coach anything else, but no big deal. We'll do it during the break. So we're going to sit on our sit bones. We're going to rock back, engage that core, up and in, chest is tall. This is boat, or you can put a little bit of pressure behind your knees and hold, and this is low boat. So we go from boat to low boat, or you can have some help behind your knees to low boat, or you can do alternating one knee wherever you need to be, or you can do feet on the ground, boat, low boat, boat, low boat. You got a lot of options. All right, so our next 2 exercises, we're going to do low plank with knee drops. So we're going to hold into our low plank. So we're down our elbows, elbows right underneath shoulders, neck long, hands extended. We step back and we're dropping just our left knee down, down. Keep that core tight. Don't let your booty start to pop up. Keep that core nice and tight. We start to let our belly sort of flop down and our booty stick up. You might start to feel some lower back pain. Next round is going to be the right knee. And I'm thinking I might change it up for round 2 and 3. Had a thought. We won't change it this round though. We're going to go to just the right knee. Feels like a little long time to just do one knee. Maybe that's just me. Might switch it up next round. All right. Go plank. Set it up. Engage that core. Push up through those elbows. That gaze out between your hands. We tend to like to look down even towards our feet. Keep that neck in a nice position. Woo. All right, so next we're going to do what I'm sure has an official name, but I'm keen and prone to make up my own names for exercises. So I'm calling this a steady scissor. I just thought it sounded fun. So hear me out. We're gonna lay back. We're going to extend our left, lift our right. From here, lift your chest up. Next level, remember, you don't have to keep going. This will work. If you want to take it further, lift your left leg off the floor. Just a little. Next level, take your left hand, reach down towards it. And we're just holding. Chest on a string up to the ceiling. We're not pulling through our neck. Keep actively reaching the energy down towards that foot. Hold. Let it down. Steady scissor, right? See, I am positive there's a real name for it. Probably like a really nice Pilates name. Steady scissor works for me. All right, let's start working on getting set up. We've got 3 seconds. So this leg comes up. Engage that core. Flat. Step 2, chest comes up. Step 3, right leg comes up just a little off the floor. Next step, reach. We're not reaching like tilting towards it. We're just sending the energy as if we could reach down towards our right. You can put a hand behind your head if you want. That actually makes it a little tougher though, to be honest. Hold. Chest up, not head. Woo! Steady scissor. Legit. All right. Bring it back up. So we're at the top again. Already, 1 round down. Boat to low boat. Remember, we've got a million different modification options. If none of those modifications, moving up and down from low boat to boat, work, just hold boat. All right, set it up. Chest tall, feet come up, extend, down, and up, and down, and up. Woo! Modification, put a little hand behind those knees. Good work, guys. It's a lot of core work, back to back to back to back. So, don't get discouraged. Hang in there. Keep trying. Keep pushing. All right, so let's change it up this round. Instead of doing just the left knee, let's do both knees first round. So we're here, step it back, drop both knees up. this is too much, go back to just the left knee. Perfect. So if you modified and went just to the left knee again, then go to the right knee for this next round. If you joined me with double knees, I want you to do alternating knees this round, okay? So either right knee, if you did left only, or alternating. All right, set it up. Get that core ready, alternate. Make sure you're breathing. Core work, sometimes we mistake holding our breath for holding our core in. Woo. Yeah, I think I like that better. All right, guys, so we've got that steady scissor hold. So I'll walk you through each step again, so make sure you get there. All right, so we lay it back. Tail nice and long. Left leg extends, right leg up, chest up. Maybe you hold here. You want a little more, pick that foot up, your left foot. Just hover. Want a little more? Take this hand, we'll reach down towards that foot. Again, we're just sending energy that direction. We're not actually reaching, just sending energy as if we were. Let it down. So just make sure, guys, if you're elevating with your chest, you've got that strength pulling your chest up, that you're not craning, reaching with your head, okay? Especially the longer we hold, the more our head's gonna be like, all right, right leg comes out, left leg up. Chest, lift. Next step, if you want it, hover that right leg. Next step, if you want it, reach. You can always back out by dropping this leg, putting this hand down. You got it, guys. Fire in the belly. Fire in the belly. Woo. How we feeling this boat to low boat is going to have some modification in it. Woo. There's so much core work. Oh, it's so good though. So good. It's hard to convince people to do a whole core class. If you can spend 15 solid minutes working at it, woof, you got it. All right, boat to low boat. Sit tall, rock it back. Here we go. Low, high, low, pull it in, high, low, high. Woo! One more. Yes, indeed. You know what? Meet that challenge. Meet it with the right attitude. Again, compassion. You're challenging yourself. You're trying. If you don't get it right, or if you have to modify, don't beat your own ass over it. Pardon my language, but it's true. All right, step back. We're doing double knees. And trust me, I don't say this coming from a place of perfection. I'm hard on myself. I get very disappointed and the way my body reacts to things sometimes. There's days like today, I feel like I should be stronger, but I'm just not feeling it today. That full power, that full strength I know I have. But there's all sorts of reasons. Again, you get a different body every day. Ladies, cycles matter. All that kind of stuff matters. So, you know, it may sound like I'm saying make excuses for yourself. Definitely not true. But, again, compassion, alternating needs. And think about, evaluate what's going on. I could be really mad that I don't feel as strong as I normally do today. Or I can keep doing this great workout, still get great work in, and think about things like, oh, maybe it's that time of the month. I'm not as strong then. I'm back to an earlier morning on Saturdays that I'm not used to. You know, just all those little things that really do matter. All right, we've got my new favorite exercise name, the steady scissor, coming up. So again, we'll take it step by step. Right leg up. Chest up. Left leg hover. Left arm reaches. Think tight, firm, steady, almost like a little scoop. And moves like this. A little scoop out of the abs. If you're getting tired and you feel like your head's doing all the pulling, then lay it back or put your foot down. Totally acceptable. All right, one last exercise. 40 seconds of work. It's all we've got left, friends. We are almost there. All right, guys, one last time. Left leg up. Chest up. Right leg hover. Right arm reaches. Scoop that belly. Keep it tight. Again, you're not craning through your neck. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. My legs are shaking. My abs are shaking. You got it. 3, 2, 1. Woo! You can probably see my foot shaking at the top there. All right, guys, take a big stretch back overhead. Stretch those legs out long. Big good morning stretch. Like you are just being pulled apart. Good job, guys. You are welcome to stay here on the floor and keep stretching. In fact, I encourage it. Please, please do. Give yourself a little bit of love, a little more of that compassion we were just talking about. So guys, I hope you enjoyed another Tabata workout. They're definitely getting a lot of love on YouTube. So I feel like that's what people are kind of looking for right now. So I'll continue to incorporate these into our regular schedule. I think we've got about 4 or 5, at least, Tabata classes out there now. So if you are here because of the Tabata and that's what you want to do all the time, I wouldn't recommend it. But it's okay if that's what you're into right now. And go ahead, shoot out to YouTube or my Facebook page here where you're at now if you're working out live. And there's several more out there for you to do. So guys, I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got a good sweat, a good work. And if you have anything else that you're looking for in the new year, anything workout you want to try, type of exercise or a certain exercise or a certain style, let me know. I'm happy to give it a shot if it's not something already in my practice, and or if it is, I'm happy to do it for you. And otherwise, I will see you next week. In the meantime, please share, subscribe, like, join, follow, all of those things that help get the word out to share what we are doing. I know a lot of people are looking for fitness in the new year, and I'm happy to be your guide, and I would love to help, and I would love for you to inspire others. Share your good work, share your good news, and share what you are doing with other people and encourage them to do the same. And lastly, if you wish to donate any funds to me and Miss Rue for our videos, you can Venmo me at Strong Style Fit, and donations are greatly accepted and appreciated. Again, guys, thank you so much. I will see you in a few days for our next workout. Have an awesome weekend and take care. Mwah!